I had my polka dot suitcase and my black and pink duffel bag. I had my backpack, and my mom dropped me off at the front. The whole thing was very nerve-wracking because if you haven't seen Hartfield Airport, it's gigantic.
So I've never rode a plane before. How was going through it all on your own?
All on my own. I was a little afraid. So you have to get your bag checked. You have to go through security. Finding your gate is a little tough because some of the signs, like, they'll be like, go to gate 4, turn left. They'll have little arrows, and sometimes it's easy to get lost. The food is really expensive. Like, they'll have like restaurants inside and stuff. But personally, I just had my chicken minis and I went about my way. My mom booked me business class for some reason. I don't have any business to be attending to on an airplane. But like, I was surrounded by a bunch of like older men and women typing away on their computer while I'm just over there by the window looking out, taking my little pictures for Instagram that I'll upload later. It's just the tapping of keyboards. Yeah, just like that. And once I landed, it took me about 20 minutes to get my bag and make my way to the front because usually my dad is there with me from the Rome airport. But my brother was supposed to come with me, but he didn't. And I saw my grandfather, my no-no, as I like to call him, standing there with a little sign that says Nipoti, which means grandchildren in Italian. And he had like the biggest smile on his face, and like that's when I really started to take in, like, people get old. Yeah, because his blonde was starting to fade to gray. His posture was a little weaker, his eyes were a little dimmer, but he still wore the biggest smile on his face. Although it did father a little bit when he saw that my brother wasn't with me. And I had told him, oh, he's staying with my dad.
Yeah.
And so we got in his little car and we drove 3 hours to Postonio. And along the way, I saw like fluffy white beaches with clear water. And I saw, what I like to look at the most in like older towns is the architecture. Architecture tells a big story of what the town has been through. And a lot of the architecture is very old, yeah, Art Deco type, crumbling away. And what I like to think when I travel is the buildings that are withering away and crumbling away, their memories are blowing through the wind, yeah, wherever they go. Yeah. And so when we get to Postonio, I get to this sickly yellow hotel. Don't get me wrong, the inside is absolutely beautiful, but the outside is so ugly. And I went to bed. My Nona was in their hotel room with my no-no, which is my grandma and my grandpa. And the next morning, we woke up and we had breakfast in a cafe nearby. I had a croissant, eggs, bacon, and a little cappuccino. And
was it fire?
It was so good.
Was it more, does it taste, I'm sure it tastes better than here, but
way better.
Like, what's the difference? Like,
their breakfast is way heavier. See, I got an American breakfast. Yeah. Because I'm not used to like their heavy stuff. They eat a lot of meat, like bruschetta, which is rolled ground beef smothered in tomato sauce. Okay. And we went to the shops. I bought a couple dresses.
What did the stores look like inside?
They're very different from here. They're a lot more comforting, a lot more homey. The lights are dimmer. The people,
like, does this include like grocery stores? Did you go to the grocery stores too? Like, it's even different there.
Yeah, it's even different there. Like, the tax is already included in the stuff you buy. It's a lot cheaper, to be honest. I'm gonna be totally honest. It's a whole lot cheaper. Yeah. And after I bought a few dresses, we went to dinner that night before we got up the next morning and drove. And in the restaurant, there was this sweet old lady trying to get me to marry her son.
Oh, was she like really weird about it? Like, how'd you feel?
I mean, I honestly felt honored because like she was so sweet. But personally, I was looking at the dad, not the grandson.
That is absurd.
Because the grandson, he was so cute. He reminded me of, oh my god,
We're gonna name drop.
he reminded me of Michelle Marone from 365 Days.
Okay,
Hey.
I don't know who that is. I'll look it up later.
Miss Benton, don't look that up. But the dinner was good. I don't eat tomatoes personally, so I got seafood. I got lobster and pasta and some garlic bread. And over there, he used the bread to clean like all the sauce off your plate.
I do that anyways, so it doesn't matter.
And after that, we drove 5 hours the next morning to get to Casillo, which is where my grandparents live. And they live on the west coast.
Yeah.
Near the bottom of Sicily. And while I was there, I learned how to make pizza, mozzarella.
Did you enjoy learning how to do it? And did like these foods, like, did you make? Because I know you've made a lot. I know everything that you made, but at least a good bit. Did they taste good? Like, I'm sure they taste better than anything here.
Yeah. Personally, I really liked it because she taught me how to make healthier versions because I don't eat salt. Because high blood pressure's in my family, I try to avoid salt. And she was like, oh, you can use this, this, and this. And it's, like, honestly, like, it's one of the best things I ever tasted because it's made with love.
Yeah.
And it's made from the place of origin.
Yeah.
All right. And, while I was there, I talked with my neighbor's son. He's so hot.
What do you look like? And what y'all talk about?
He looked like, you're not gonna know him. Oh my god. He was about 6 foot. He has like, he has a face. His hair is very loose.
You showed me a picture of what he looked like.
Yeah, and they're kind of like fringed in the front, cutting like right here, and it's going down. It's not too long, but he likes to wear polos, khakis, and dress shoes always. He dresses like my grandpa, which is
embarrassing.
But you know what? My grandpa has great style. I'm not gonna knock it. But overall, my time there was very fun. I ate a lot of good food. We went to La Luna, which is one of my favorite pizza places there. And I spent time on their rocky beaches. The beaches have a lot of dark, sharp rocks, so I had to wear sandals, even though I grew up on a dirt road and I'm used to like walking barefoot. I rode on my grandpa's sailboat out into the water because I can't swim, while my grandma took like a dip, and my grandpa was fishing, and we used the fish we caught to make dinner, which I learned how to gut a fish. Never doing that again.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's the end of our podcast.